Hey friends, I am back with another video. I have been watching people's budget with me and decided I've never done a budget with me because sometimes my hubby struggles with like the transparency piece, and I totally respect that we share money, so it's not necessarily a great thing to be putting it out on the internet if he's not totally comfortable with that. And also, I don't know, I just haven't 100% felt like we've been on top of our budget when we used to cash stuff out of like necessity. Yeah, we were very much watching every dollar and those sorts of things. And we haven't been in that space for a really long time. So, but anyway, I want to get more intentional with our spending. Hubby and I have a really bad habit of overspending. And we've just signed our investment property. So we've bought a new build investment property in Melbourne. And also we have some big goals this year. So I don't know 100% what those goals are, but I for sure know that by the end of 2026, she's going to have a ring, girls. She's going to have a ring. So I made myself a nice coffee. I did put like a little montage together of making my coffee, but I did it in the wrong format, so I may or may not put that in. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Especially these like vlog style videos. I'm just a baby. Anyway, what? Look at that coffee. Oh my god. It's 1 p.m. Do I need a coffee? Not really. Unfortunately for me, my husband was on leave for a bit over the Christmas break, which never happens, but he had wrist surgery. He's fine, totally fine, but he's still in a cast, and we bought the new coffee machine, kind of an impulse buy after Christmas, and he makes way better coffee than I do. But anyway, how cute is this mug? I love it. Anyway, grab your beverage of choice. Do I need the microphone? I don't know. I'm just conscious of my kids are home. My dogs are currently barking. My kids are home on school holidays, doing all the things, play noises and all of that jazz. And my washing machine is going. My in-laws arrive tomorrow. I'm so excited. Years ago, I never would have thought I would have said that, but I'm so excited for just the kids to have like somebody else to be around because it's been a long Christmas break. It's been a long break. I don't know if you heard that. My jaw just clicked. Anyway. So, I'm going to start recording my laptop, and I'm going to walk you through our new budget for 2026. I have the spreadsheet by CoPlenty, influenced heavily by Ella McGrath over at Smiley Citrus. If you know, you know. So yeah, that's what we're using. I've used a different spreadsheet in the past, but I thought I would test this one out and see if I like it. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so I just plugged in my camera, and we're gonna see if this will record whilst charging, because that would be so fun. Alrighty, so hopefully if I've sorted out my technology right, you'll be able to see my spreadsheet and also my face, so we can talk through the budget. It's kids, it's dogs, it's all sorts of things. Alrighty, so here we have the 2.0, what do you call it? Budget spreadsheet by CoPlenty. And this is in dollar. So when you purchase it, if you purchase it, it asks what currency you want to use. And I have made a copy of this. So I am going to just name it Family Budget 2026. All right. This first page is instructions. So we're going to go in the annual dashboard. There is currently nothing in here. This will obviously show figures, etc. once it is filled out. We're going to go to annual tools, and at the top kind of gives you like an overview month by month, and we are going to fill in this section here. All right, so income wise, we have hobby. I'm going to put number 3 as well, just for like golden months. And then I'm going to put my I'm going to put my business, and then also where I work. I'm obviously not putting my 9 to 5 name, but because I do have, I think, 1 or 2 more like pay cycles, and then hopefully, I've been saying I quit my job, and I have, but fingers crossed, I actually am going to subcontract to them a couple of days a fortnight. So that will come in technically through like business and through my ABN, but I do want to separate them. Anyway, okay, bills. Now I have a bit of a cheat sheet because your girl is all over the shop. And I used to put my mortgage in here because I'm a dummy, and then, but technically mortgage is a debt. So I'm going to do the right thing and put it in, I put a bin for council rates because they empty our bins. I think that's what I pay for rates for. Is that right? I don't even know. Anyway, so we're just going to put in all of our bills. How is everyone? I didn't even do like a proper intro because I'm so excited to do like different the fart. I'm going to put in emojis because Ella does it, and I feel like, hello, how to make things cute. And then the cuter, the better, because I'm more likely to come in and you actually use my spreadsheet. It just kind of dawned on me that whilst I'm editing, I'm going to have to edit like both the screen record and me, and that sounds annoying. So this is going to be a real fun learning curve. And I mean, the goal or the hope is that I will do this kind of monthly, but we'll just see. We'll just see how this goes. This could be the first and only, what do you call it? Budget with me. I don't know. We'll see. Tom's gym. He hasn't been going to the gym much because of his wrist, and he's been off obviously with surgery, and then runners for me, lol, I am not a runner. But anyway, I do want to look at, I've been thinking about this because I did sort of think about how I was going to set up this spreadsheet before filming, obviously. And there are a couple of like bills or things that I want to add in or I've forgotten that I'm going to have to tweak or learn how to like add in lines without messing up all of the formulas and things. So anyway, okay, disclaimer guys, before we get into this, because your girl has so many subscriptions. To be fair, they're not all mine. A lot of them are like having children and whatever, but it's a lot, okay? It's so much. So don't judge me, but we're gonna put in what we use, kind of. Some of them we haven't been paying, we haven't been using them, but I'm gonna put them in, and then we're gonna work on what we actually use and what we don't, because we really don't need. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed by this, honestly. It's ridiculous. It really is. But some of them are like just necessities, you know? At least that's what I tell myself. Anyway, I was saying before, how are you? How are you all? Because I don't know, it feels like, oh, also we're not doing, is YouTube technically, yeah. We're not doing emojis for subscriptions. No, that's a fucking waste of time. How are you all? It's 2026. What's the date? The 13th. What do you mean? The 13th. We're already almost halfway through January. What the fuck? That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, expenses. Yeah, how have you all been? I hope you had a restful New Year's, period. And you're just vibing with this new year. I feel like 2025. Oh my God. What can I say? I was not sad to see 2025 leave, vacate. But I feel also, I'm a big believer in kind of like the Chinese zodiac or, Chinese New Year. I 100% don't sort of, even the way I feel, I hope you can't hear that too loud in the background. My washing machine. Anyway, I do feel like January is not the beginning of the new year. Even the way I feel in my body, in my energy, in my mood is not, and that's not just like this year, that's most years. I definitely, just feel like it's not the beginning yet, which kind of makes me feel good because I've been, oh my God, kids sports. I can't like multitask at the minute. Anyway, I do feel like I'm not really in the frame of mind of like the new year yet. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know because I got distracted. I know this is not technically a poll, but I like that emoji. I am a millennial through and through, by the way. I love an emoji, especially the sparkle emoji, and you can't tell me otherwise. What's this? Cleaner. Also, I will never get rid of my cleaner. She is my favorite person in the world. Literally love my cleaner. I don't even know what that emoji is, but whatever. Yeah, so I have quit my job, you guys. I haven't really spoken much about it, but I basically got into kind of a negative, frame of mind. It was really kind of stressful, and my job used to be one of my like favorite things, and it just got to definitely not. And causing a lot of stress. And for like the first time in many, many years, my home life was really good and work was really stressful, which is basically unheard of in my world. So life has been great and work has been like the stressor, and that's just not, it's not on. So we're basically setting up, these are our like sinking funds. So I had up here, expenses are like transactions, things that we're paying month on month. Our bills, so let me go back. Our bills are our like fixed expenses. They are the same month on month. They never change. They're either somewhat of a sinking fund or I have a direct transfer. So say our council rates, I just pay whatever it is, 200 or whatever it is, every pay cycle so that we don't have a big bill. Newsflash. Because of changing our banks and things at the end of last year, I actually do have a council rates overdue notice, whatever, that I have to pay, which will just come out of probably our buffer or whatever. But generally, if they're not monthly bills, so say our green waste is a monthly $30 bill for our green bag, if they're not like that and they're more a quarterly bill or an annual one even, I will just... I don't know if you can hear that, but it was my washing machine. Anyway, I will pay them like through a direct debit, not a direct debit, a payment. Like a direct debit is set up by the company, but this is we're paying it. Anyway, then our expenses are like our variable expenses. Some of these are kind of fixed, like kids sports is going to be fixed. It's just a monthly, like kind of like a sinking fund, but not. Anyway, and then savings is our actual sinking funds. So we have like an annual kind of goal or limit or fully funded amount, and then we will work towards having that ready, if that makes sense. So yeah, birthdays is, so Christmas is everyone, and we really only do our immediate family. Birthdays is only like my kids' birthdays, and then events is going to be any other. So like a friend from school, and you know what? All of Frankie's friends at school are pretty much the same, like they're all in the beginning of the year, which is kind of annoying. Oh, this is the one I had the gift. What did I have for birthdays? Balloon. Sorry, gotta get the emojis right. Okay, and then gifts/giving. Technically, like a birthday present could come out of that. So events is going to be baby showers, all the things. Baby shower, all the things. I gave one example. Here comes my little friend. So events will be like baby showers, weddings. I never get invited to weddings. Things like that, you know? Gifts/giving. Gifts could technically be all of those things as well. Giving specifically, so at the end of last year, Frankie and I did the Share the Dignity like bags. That was $250. So that would come out of like giving. And then health and wellness is like gym related supplements, all that sort of stuff. Debt is our mortgage. Is the I love that the little flying money is what comes up. Because ain't that the truth? So our mortgage, and then we're gonna have extra mortgage payment. We probably should also have like the investment in that, but what am I going to put here? Let's just put the one with the tree. But that is meant to be maintained by a whole different set of like money and accounts. Okay, so that is our all the things, incomes, bills, expenses, blah, blah, blah. So if we go to January, one thing I do really like about this spreadsheet is you can change up the amounts. So in another spreadsheet I had used, you would basically set your payment amount. So say it was council rates for like the whole year, and then it was really difficult to change that for a specific month. That's a really bad example, but I like in this that you can change up the amounts. So I'm just going to quickly put in paydays was like that. That's on the last day, and I am expecting from our bills. And the reason I have a little cheat sheet is because I've already figured out all of the like amounts for these, and so I am going to use that to put them in. Now, some of them I've paid annually, so essentially the amount is just going to go into our offset for the next, like the renewal, if that makes sense. So like our house insurance is paid for the year from October, November, something like that. And so we're just going to put that amount in our offset so we don't have to worry about it. And also, if I don't know like the actual amounts because they're just paid every fortnight, I'm just putting them in as the first. Will I change this as we go? Probably. Our gas is really low. That's just like our cooktop gas and whatever. The green bag, I don't know when it's coming because it's just been like New Year's and whatever. Not sure. All right, our car insurance. Only my car has comprehensive insurance. So Tom has a Nissan Navara that never gets driven. It literally is the car that sometimes you can see out my office window is the Navara. It's like so far up the side of our house because it literally never gets driven. It's about to be driven around for like the week because my in-laws are coming, but he has a work car. So he never uses that other one. It's just basically a $20,000 liability that sits in our yard, but it is good to have. So that doesn't have comprehensive insurance. It's just CTP with, like Rego or whatever. Health insurance, school fees, they're fortnightly, so I don't know. The gym, I don't know when that's I have no idea. And then, yeah, so a lot of these I don't know the actual dates. We'll figure them out as we go, as we track expenses. All right, so that's all of our fixed expenses, and that comes to $2,280 for the month. Am I impressed by that? Not really. It is what it is. Okay, our grocery budget used to be $1,200 for the month, and that would see us through the month. When I wasn't working and we were on a single income, it was way less than that. I think we had it at like $600 at one point, which is fucking insane. Like as in grocery prices are so high, I don't think we could get away with that again now. So it was $1,200, but there's no way we're going to stick to that. So I'm actually going to stretch it to $1,600 and see if we can do that. My petrol is only like $75 to $80 a tank. Do we need $320? Absolutely not, but we're going to budget that and we'll see. So basically I'm using January as a bit of a test dummy because it's been a while since I've tracked our actual expenses and like set the budget. And that's the thing, is budgets are fluid, right? So here's my TED talk. Budgets are fluid in the sense that things change. The last time I did a budget, we had personal debt. We don't have any car loans or personal loans. We have 2 credit cards. One is $1,000, one is $1,500. The $1,000 one is an actual fucking liability and we need to pay it off and close the account. I've paid it off so many times and we just never close it because it's in my husband's name and he doesn't do things like that. So I need to like fully close that once and for all. And the $1,500 one, there were times when we didn't have money sitting in our account because we were in single income, blah, blah, blah. And some of our direct debits were like declining. So I got that. It's in my name, which means I can, whenever I want to, I can just close it, which I probably will. I might put all our direct debits through our offset instead because there is about 20 grand sitting in there. There's not at the moment because I just transferred 15,000 to our investment deposit. So there's not currently, but there will be again very shortly. But I might actually, close that credit card altogether and then we will fully have no consumer debt. I do still have a HEX loan. I don't really see that as a loan or like debt. Is that bad? It is bad. But anyway, because I guess it's like out of sight, out of mind, whatever. So there's that, but then also, and it's debt that dies with you, so whatever. But our mortgage is pretty much it. And then obviously our investment mortgage will be the next thing, but we don't have any other personal debt. Where was I going? Why did I start talking about that? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Anyway, eating out. One of our goals for this year, my husband is training for a triathlon and that's a ridiculous amount. Let me talk about it. So my husband is training for a triathlon and I've decided we really need to get back to eating cleaner and not eating so much shit. And like modeling to our kids how to eat properly because they've been on a fucking junk food rampage and we really need to, it doesn't satiate them. It doesn't fill them up. It's not nutritionally valuable or rich to eat just like stuff out of the cupboard all the time. Anyway, so we are going to look to reduce our eating out. Like $400 at the moment we would not be able to fit within that. And then our splurge at $2,000 is because when you're doing your budget, it's really important that you are looking at what you're currently spending, and it's great to be like idealistic or have goals, but it's like small baby steps to get to where you want to be. So I've decreased our eating out. I mean, I've always, I think, budgeted about $100 a week. That would get us one like family meal, essentially. And if we go to a restaurant, it wouldn't even cover that. Okay, so that's pretty low. One meal altogether a week. we're going to attempt not to do those, but we have incidental things where like my husband will get an iced coffee on the way to work, or I might get a coffee while we're out. This morning I took the kids to Macca's to play with friends, so my girlfriend and I could sit and have a chat with a coffee in the aircon because we live in the hottest place on earth. I say that all the time, it's not really, but you get my drift. Anyway, so 2,000 spending is because currently we're spending more than that and we need to not be, but we need to slowly decrease it. If I just cut my husband off and say, we're not spending any more money, he would have a fit. And yes, he spends just as much, if not more, than I do, which is fine. He works hard for his money, but we need to calm down. $90 a week for the cleaner. I won't hear anything about it because honestly, it's the best money I spend. Truly, it is definitely a need. Okay, so there we go with expenses, $6,000 a month. Keeping in mind that splurge number is ridiculous, and also the grocery budget. Like, it's anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So groceries too. We've started. I've been meal prepping my husband's work food, and so I don't know, hopefully the splurge amount decreases because a lot of that was like $15 every day for like food on site at his money. And also I would eat out lunch most days if I eat out. So anyway, we have a goal. It's currently my goal, but we'll see how my husband goes with it, to renovate the kitchen. $25,000, we had like a quote done up, $25,000, and I would really love to do it by the end of this year. That would be like a big kind of stretch goal for us, but the kitchen is probably one of the areas in our home that needs the most like love, and I would say second to that is our bathroom. It is outdated AF, it's disgusting, but our kitchen is like, what do they say? The kitchen is the heart of the home, and honestly, it's gross. It's so old and I just hate it. So that is one of my goals this year, is to really knock that out so that we can get a new kitchen because yeah, it's just not good. School. Oh, sorry. Why was school 5? Oh, so this is 500 because the school fees are like $650 or something a fortnight. And I haven't decided yet if this year I will pay annually and then just stuff this amount, or I will do both, pay them fortnightly this year and put this amount aside so that next year I can pay them annually. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of the goal, is that we would have the amount, like you get a discount. We get a discount for a second child, so a sibling rate, and then we'll also get a discount for paying up front. And I don't remember how much the discount is for upfront because I've never bothered, but if you can save money, save it, right? These are just little sinking funds to have there, just, you know, just in case. Okay, our mortgage is $2,500, and then the goal would be to double that. So you can see there our debt would be $5,000 and our savings would be also almost $5,000. And so what have we got here? Left to spend $3,000 totals. And keeping in mind that this is our actual mortgage repayment, our double of our mortgage repayment, and a home, like the kitchen reno ideal savings, which totals $7,500. Okay, that's quite idealistic, and it kind of depends on what's happening with me and my working. So this amount, basically our total income is $17,000 and bills are $2,280. Oh, it doesn't have our subscriptions. Okay, so let's do that. Sorry, I thought I was missing something. Oh, I don't have the amounts on there. It's like $300. Our subscriptions, I haven't put them in, but it's roughly, when I calculated it, it's like $300, which is ridiculous. We need to cut back like 100%. We need to cut that back. So let's add. So it would be like we're $1,500 over, keeping in mind that we have our mortgage, our extra mortgage repayment, which we've been doing currently, right? We've been doing both of those, so that's $5,000 a month. But then I have in there the sinking fund for a reno at also $2,500 a month, which is $7,500. And basically, worst case scenario, 5,000 of that is not relevant. Okay, so if we kind of canned, if needed, if we have a slower month or whatever, the extra repayment, not necessity, and the home reno, we can just extend that goal a little bit. Okay, so we are over, but we're not really. That was probably a shit show, as we know, but you know, it wouldn't be a general video if it wasn't. Excuse my fucking messy desk. Not desk, what's this called? Office. I swear I tidy this up and then 2 minutes later, it's a shit show again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I have been a bit scared to get online and share like our behind the scenes of our money and the numbers and all the things. I do want to preface this video by saying that we are in a very privileged position at the minute. I never really thought I would be able to quit my 9 to 5 and just see what happens. I guess the hope is that I will subcontract to them a couple of days a fortnight and then build up the business. And so I'm not like just doing nothing, but I really don't know what that income looks like. And I'm very fortunate that my husband, has worked really, really hard and is in a position to kind of carry us for this period of time. And he has carried us in many phases of our lives, but this is the first time he's kind of been super supportive of this and really on board. And I'm doing my best to make it worthwhile as well, by doing things for him that I hadn't done in the past. Anyway, not like, just the kind of homemaker duties that they've never really been my thing before. Obviously still have a cleaner because I fucking hate cleaning, but doing things like meal prepping his food for him, making sure his uniforms are washed, all those things that I guess in the past I've been a bit modern feminism about and I haven't done, and now I have very much changed my tune and it feels good to do things for him because I acknowledge that he does things for me in a different way. Anyway, so I don't really know what my finances look like. And yeah, I just wanted to say that we are in a very privileged position and I won't, I guess, skim over that because I know that so many people are not. And I guess budgeting isn't necessarily about being frugal, and I mean, it's more awareness, right? It's about knowing where your money is going, and it doesn't matter if you earn $2,000 a month or 50. It's just having the awareness of where it's going and being really intentional about it. But I do want to say that I have been in phases of life where, we were in financial hardship with our mortgage and we were really struggling. We had to put loans on hold, and, I have had the phone calls and debt collectors, and I have been walking around the grocery shop with my calculator, and we had to really cut back on things and miss out on things and all the things. So I do acknowledge where we're at, and I want to say, if you're in that position where things are really tight and you don't know where the money's going to come from and all the things, it doesn't mean that that's forever. It may just be a phase of life or a season. But also B, I really want to spend 2026 helping women feel confident to get to the other side of that, to become, to be in this position where we can kind of go, all right, well, I've got money to spend here and here and here, and there is an abundance and those sorts of things. I also want to say, I know that many women who follow me, who I connect with, some of you are single mums, or, you're doing it on your own. And first off, hats off to you. But I think the things that I have to share with you aren't dependent on like, if you have a partner, if you don't have a partner, whatever. It's more around like mindset and strategies to put into place to get to where we're at. Anyway, I don't know if that made any sense, but thank you for being here with me and joining me for my first budget with me. I have no idea if this is helpful or something you guys want to be seeing, or if I'm going to get cancelled for sharing. I don't really know, but let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed this or whether you're like, just stick to the cash stuffing. Anyway, thank you for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.